I've got your plan open in Pro or Premiere X12, but Pro has all the roof tools that you need to do this. So I'm just going to select these two roof planes here, and I'm going to copy, and then this paste hole position you may not have, but you can figure out how to do that. I'm just going to click that. This is something new, I think. And all that does is paste a copy of these roof planes right on top of the old ones. So I'm just going to take this and drag this out. And I'm going to turn off all these dimensions just to get them out of the way. So now we've got these two roof planes. Well, we've got these two roof planes, and I'm just going to move them over here. This is just kind of a shortcut instead of redrawing them. And so the first thing I want to do is clean them up. We don't need this tail sticking out here. So I'm going to click right here. And I've got my edit toolbar up here. Normally it's down here at the bottom, but I just moved it up here at the top. And somewhere in your edit toolbar, I think you'll have this command right here. This is intersect join two lines. If you don't have that, I'll show you how to do it manually, but all I'm going to do is select this line here, and I'm going to select this tool, and I'm going to select this edge over here. And what that does is that joins this line with this line, effectively just chopping off that tail. I'm going to undo. And so you can do the same thing. Just drag this down here. Drag that up there, and you'll see I've got a little arrow where it, or a cross where it lines up. And then you want to get rid of these extra breaks in here, so I'm just going to drag this down right there. And so that cleans up these two roof planes. And so I'm going to select them both. I'm going to use transform replicate and just raise them up 36 inches. That's just a guess. I don't know where they need to be. And then I will center them right over your door. And I'm just going to drag them up here. The front matters less. You can always just drag them out where you want them. And so that gives you those two roof planes. It's easy to draw these. You know, drawing them is manually is not a big deal. You've got walls here that you can draw off of. So I can come in here and I can pick either side. I'm just going to pick this side over here. And you can draw a roof plane right there. I'm going to just drag it out so we can see it. And so there's that roof plane. So drawing them is, once you've drawn one, they're trivial to draw. And then you can just select that roof plane, open it up, lock the pitch. You don't want the pitch to change. And you can you can add 36 inches to any of these. So I'm just going to say plus 36. And it raised it up. Now you'll note that this this fascia and this fascia are different heights, and that's why you see these. The ceiling height in this space over here where I drew that roof plane is lower than it is in this room over here. So that's why you see those. I'm just going to delete that. And then all you need to do is reshape these roof planes to fit around this roof. So let's see what happens. I can drag that up. And drag that up. Drag this side. And I'm going to click that edge. Join those together. I'm going to click this edge and see if these will join. Nope. It's because of this right here. Chief wants to join one segment to one segment. So let's try this over here. And it doesn't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this right over to there. Now with that selected, I'm going to join that to that. So that's basically all it takes. Now, you'll need to obviously reshape this roof plane here, so I'm going to break it right in here. I'm going to break it down in here. And we'll just drag this up. Same thing over here. That wall filled in automatically, but if it didn't, you can see over here, I'm a little crooked with my looks like I'm going to pull this out just a little bit. I'm working in technical illustration with go to 3D, toggle patterns, and that just gets all the colors and the patterns out of the way so you can see the roof a lot easier. So I'm going to go back over here and switch to standard. Now you can see this wall didn't fill in. Let's just drag this over here. We'll say yes to that. I noticed in this view you don't see it, but if we go back over here to one of the vector views, you've got a line right here, and I'm guessing that that's I'm going to increase the spacing on these newels. And that gets rid of that line in the middle. So anyway, that's one way of doing this. Drawing these, like I showed before, drawing these roof planes manually is also pretty simple. You'll need some crickets in here, obviously. And you'll need to clean up some of this extra roof planes over here, but I'm going to go to Build Roof, and I'm going to change the pitch down to 5. Say OK. And all that does is when we draw a roof plane, it'll draw it at 5 and you won't have to change it. So if you zoom in here, I'm going to turn off this grid. If you zoom in here and find that point right there, and then draw a roof plane, we'll go back over here, go back to technical illustration. Usually that roof plane will show. I'm going to use this delete surface tool. You can see that roof plane show up. You can see it right there. And you can see what I did was I started it right here at this point. What I should have done is start it out here. So let's see if we can use point to point, pick up that corner, move it out to right there. And now it's just about in the right spot. So I'm going to take this and drag it right up there. You can also use that Intersect Join Two Lines tool on these roof planes. So I'm going to select that and I'm going to join it over here. Just going to pull this up. And I'm going to join it to that cricket right there. And then I can take this, break it over here, drag that up. You don't have to be precise with this because we're going to join these back together. So I'll click there, join it to this cricket. Sometimes you get this, so I'm just going to dismiss that. I'm going to click that, drag this back down. Join those two together. And you can see this needs to be cleaned up, so I can do the same thing here. Bring that up to there. You can see I wasn't precise. Join that to that. There's also a tutorial if you go into help. You go into help and contents, crickets and dormer vents tutorial. I imagine you'll have that in Pro. So this gives you some, may or may not be helpful. This looks like they're talking about crickets around a fireplace. Yeah. Anyway, that should get you going. Roofs just take a little bit of practice, and like I've shown, roof planes are like any other object. You can move them around, raise them up and down, reshape them. This is not perfect. It needs to be raised up just a little bit. So I can lock the pitch. I can raise this maybe 1.5 inches. I hate that. I've complained about that before. Lock that. So that I can come back in here and join that to that. Join that to that. And so that brought it out where it's pretty good. Join this top. You always need to join these things back together. They may look like they're joined, but you need to tell the program to join them to make sure.